clean service truck on a Monday, boys. You know it's going to be a long week. Alright, 324L. Here's my problem with operators. Started out, the machine was over there on Friday. Tagged out. Then, magically found its way over here. And, yeah, tag out sticker. Still on it. Well, yeah, we still moved it. Why, people, why? Best part about this whole deal is we had parts on the machine and they moved it. Well, all those extra parts, well, they managed to find themselves in the fucking trash bin. Thankfully, I found them. God, I hate people. Here. Here. All put back together, somewhat trimmed up, making it look nicey nice. Don't look too close at it. So we'll put this unit back in service, on to the next one. So the boss man doesn't like the productivity out of the MT85. Apparently this bucket's just too small, so we're gonna go ahead and swap it out. Use that big unit right there. I think it'll improve the productivity. Also, more you know moments here. If this is not centered and you leave it in that position, guess what? It's not gonna start. Just more you know. John Deere 850L. Well, how do you adjust tracks? You want to get yourself a really cheap tape measure, piece of pipe, and DeWalt grease gun with a cheap ass battery on it. Remember, you got a 2-inch gap, or a 2 2/4 inch gap between the slack points, and that's where that pipe comes into play, boys. Oh, looks like I found my 13th reason. Jesus Christ. We don't have a shovel on your machine. Look at that, it's going back to work. Alright, to all the Deere fanboys out there, Hitachi fanboys, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and use Deere for an example. Alright, so Isuzu engines. You all have been around for a while. You've mastered a lot of shit. You built the Duramax. Why are we still using old school fucking tensioners? That's all. Y'all have a good day. Hitachi 350, where squeaky squeaky becomes not so squeaky squeaky, and then they don't have AC. We got good and not so good. Alright, here starts another crazy Tuesday. Alright, Deere 410E. That's right, E is in ew. You gotta see that right there. We got a big old mess up in here. Let's find out where it's coming from. Alright, so now we have a hose right off the damn steering pump that is now leaking all over this fucking thing. Yay. Can you guys spot the bad spot in the hose? That's right. Now to cap everything off and try to find a hydraulic shop that's open at this hour, or first thing tomorrow morning. So yeah, let's go. Alright, starting the morning out, we're at Southern Maryland Hydraulic. Hopefully they have the fittings and the length of hose we need to get this fan supply line made. If not, then we're probably much going to have to either order it or keep running around trying to find some place that will be able to make this line. Alright, so we actually got a new hose made. Awesome. I got our O-ring kit. Let's get it done. Well, boys, Tech Tip Tuesday. Sometimes you got to replace two hoses to find the one that was really leaking. Yeah. All right, let's try this again. New hose. Let's get something done. All right, second new hose, and let's get this one installed and get this machine put back together. All right, let's see if we fixed anything. All right, no leaks. Yay! Well, boys, the old 410E, all taken care of, all put back together. I look like a mess. Let's get to the next one. All right, Deere 200G. Operator sends me this picture right here the day after we had serviced it. So we get to replace the front window. So let's get to it. Man, kind of missing something here. I feel like it's supposed to be something right here, like right here. Well, let's go ahead and magically change it in 3, 2, 1. Fuck, it didn't work. All right, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Boom, there you have it. You get to see my ugly mug installed. Let's go. So in case you're struggling out there, like most men do, just remember you could be me right now. So 410E, well, had thought that this here fan pump suction line was blown and leaking. Well, replaced the line, put a new line on, and ta-da! The charge pump line that's right next to it in the same bundle was what's blown. Remember, kids, stay in school.
No, Dad, I don't want to go to college. I want to work with my hands. Some bullshit. Hotter than two fat bitches in a sleeping bag. I should have just paid attention in 9th grade.
Boys, just look at it. Just to see a yellow junk.
God damn it! Superhero drive.
Alright, let's start a rainy Wednesday. Well, thanks to the old op center, we've got two pieces of equipment that are currently active, even though it's raining its ass off. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the site and see what happens today, boys. Enjoy! Alright, Deere 300G. It's got a code for crankcase pressure sensor. It's a -4, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the signal circuit on this, as we've already replaced the crankcase pressure sensor. So let's get in it. Alright, so once you've located your engine control, break out the old trusty T30, take out the A55003, I'm probably going to correct myself, the middle connector here, and we're looking for pin 18, which is the signal side for the crankcase pressure sensor. Alright, so far, no corrosion inside the ECM connector. I haven't even done anything yet, and I'm already, like, getting covered in mud. Like, how? Like, how did this even happen? Alright, so as I previously mentioned, you got your crankcase pressure sensor right there, and the connector is right there. So let's go ahead and check continuity, see where we're at with it, and then go from there. Alright, so don't mind the rain here. So, pin 18 are right there. 0.3, 0.4 ohms. And if I go back to another pin, what do we got there? 1.1. Next pin open. That's fine. The next pin open. And yeah, that wire is definitely getting feedback from other wires. So we'll go ahead and just rewire the signal side, because it's obviously crushed somewhere in a bundle or something like that going through. So we'll do that and retest. Now you guys see that right there with the help of our little handy dandy red tool and yellow cat screwdriver. We're pulling that wire right on up. Alright, so now we're just going to take the wire out of the connector for the crankcase pressure sensor, and then just run an overlay, try to be as nice as possible, and then retest it and see what it does. Alright, so our overlay is run pin 18 right off of the ECM connector right there, going back over to our crankcase pressure sensor, that blue wire. So far, so good. No fault codes. Been running in about half hour or so, back and forth, stall checking it and all that fun stuff. So as of right now, we're going to call this fixed. We'll see.
Mr. George, I'm recording this video for you, Mr. George, because the new guy that you're hiring for the backhoe is no good, Mr. George. You see?
Here begins Friday Junior. Alright boys, happy Friday Junior, as we call Thursday. Alright, so one piece of equipment currently running right now on site, and it's been sitting there idling. So I don't know what the hell we're getting into. We got parts coming in for the 300 articulating truck today, and I don't know, we'll see if we can get to that today. So enjoy. Deere 744K, operator states, hey, we're a little dusty in the old cabin filters. Can you take a look at them? How's your lungs, my boy? Oh my God! Fuck! Oh, this is healthy. That's healthy. The old turbo's fine. Yeah, we service and maintain all of our equipment, including my fucking self. Jesus Christ. And back on this German piece of shit. All I can say is, ugh. All right, so the old Dopstat, the 1.9 Deutz here, through a 776-3 fault. Believe that we're in the downstream charge air pressure sensor open, basically. So, pulling out what I believe is the right sensor. This unit right here, right off where the intake throttle valve goes into the intake, and you see right there, that's a lot of carbon, my boy. So, we're gonna back probe this, see what's going on there, and then put her back together after cleaning it up. Well, no check engine light. May have fixed it. I don't know. Deer 200. Well, operator states it's overheating and the low charging light's on. Well, let's find out why. Well, problem one, belt's off. Problem two, that's not supposed to do that. Yep. Fuck.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die.
Starting out Friday, asking myself, is it ever going to stop raining? All right, boys, happy Friday. Little update. We got two pieces of equipment running right now on site. So you know what that means. We're going back to the site. We got some things going on. The Dopstat, we still got some further troubleshooting to do on the hydraulic circuit. 300, we're still waiting to get back out there, but it is a complete shit show to get out there right now. So let's get to it. Starting out our morning, waiting for Fleet Pride to open so we can get consumables. Well, boys, we got a bag full of shit and some brake clean. Let's get the day going. All right, Deere 300D. Whole box AC parts. Let's get this fixed. You know, I love the fact that Deere did this. So easy to get in here. So easy.
Time to suck it all out.
Well, boys, this expansion valve's definitely seen better days. O-ring maybe starting to come apart inside there. What the fuck?
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, Deere, I've got a question for you. All right, this line right here, guess what? Comes with an O-ring. No big deal. This line right here, go fuck yourself. Get your own O-ring, motherfucker. And just so I do it to spec, make sure you take all your O-rings and dip them in PAG oil before you install them. Don't be a scumbag. Ooh, got that new. Yeah. And new O-rings, let's go. All right, boys, new expansion valve, new O-rings, new low side pressure line to the accumulator and out of the accumulator. So let's go ahead and put it through a vacuum, put it through a hold, and we'll see where we're at. And just out here, new can goofing, charging this old unit up. Just like another day of being a contractor mechanic, I'm not done with this unit right here, but hey, I need you to go look at 410E because it's got a low rail pressure code and also a low fuel dosing code. So let's get on that. Look at them filters, boys. Look at the dates. Look at the dates. Look at them. Just look at them. Yeah, those are fucking old. Good God.
It's got a little something in there.
All right, two new fuel filters. Let's get this thing primed up. Let's get it started. Man, let's just validate that actual versus desired rail pressure is correct. All right, so just doing some easy troubleshooting here. Low side pressure. As you can see right there, it's commanding 80. And we are just under that, under a load. We'll give it some throttle and it overshoots a little bit, but it's maintaining roughly about 77, 76 PSI, no excessive dips there. And the test for about 10 or 15 minutes there, it never kind of dropped off of 97, 98 PSI. So we're gonna go ahead and call that fixed and we're gonna give it back to them. So we cleared all the codes and everything should be good to go. Yeah, so we got a bit of an issue here, boys. So the compressor switches and cycles really damn quick, if you see that right there. So we got it fully charged by weight, maybe slightly overcharged. but low side pressure is still fairly low. But I think we found out why. Dear 300D, operator complaint. Well, when I'm operating it and driving it, it seems to be all over the place. Well, I think I found your problem. This is the machine off. We might have some wallered out steering shaft into the steering orbital, my boy. And back on this German piece of shit. Alright, so the next issue on the DOP stack. Alright, so one of the outrigger cylinders moving really slow, and then it doesn't reach full stroke. So we're going to look into that next. So we've got one of our fantastic VVOR gauges hooked up to their little proportional valve, I believe it is, adjustable valve, whatever. That's the supply side. We'll see what the pressure is and go from there. I don't know. I don't have a manual for this thing. This is going to be fun. All right, keep going. Up. All right, down. All right, let's took the orifice off here. Long story short, the orifice you can't even see through, even with it wide open. So I think this might be causing a lot of our issues. So took that out. Ran a swivel T in there with a gauge, and we'll see how it works now. Well, we got no change there, even with the swivel T installed and this taken out. I'm kind of at a loss here at this point. So now we're going to wait and see what we can get from the DOP Stat service manual. Yay.